have a major qualm with last night's episode.
I didn't even see it until you said that. And
I like when a man builds something
knows his
for
tech.
me. Yeah, that too. Tell me what you thought about him and Greer.
Normally you get some sort of closure, like you get a hug. You get something like to say goodbye. Hello, we are the Stop Wearing My Clothes podcast. I'm Amy.
And I'm Kayla. One podcast, two sisters. This is episode 52, and we are recapping week 5 of The Bachelor. But before that, Greer claps back at that awkward convo between her and Zach on Zoom, and we have details about the new Love is Blind season.
And Perfect Match Part 1 and Part 2 recap.
We are so excited. We have so much to say this week. And before we dive into everything, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit on that little bell for notifications on our YouTube channel. And if you follow us on audio, Apple, Spotify, we're on all of those. And rate and review, pretty please.
And follow us on TikTok and Instagram at Stop Wearing My Clothes Pod, as well as on Twitter at Stop Wearing My.
Yes, perfect. And sorry, that one I really wish our name is too long for Twitter. And be sure to email us if you'd like. It's at stopwearingmyclothespodcast@gmail.com. And I'm so excited for this episode. Let's go.
Woo! Hello.
How's it going?
It's going good. It's been a long week, but we're here. Well, wait.
Yeah. I feel like it's not like I just didn't talk to you on FaceTime last night, so I know everything that's going on in the world, or in your world at least. Is there anything to tell our podcast people? Anything happening in your life?
No.
Moving on to actual real drama and fun, which is reality TV. We are gonna be talking about obviously our happy and annoyed. We're trying to do this every single episode, and then we're gonna go into reality TV news, Bachelor news. But first, we have so much to say about Netflix's new show, The Perfect Match. Oops, sorry, there's cat hair everywhere always, and it just happened to be on my face at that moment. And it's really. Everyone's talking about it. I am obsessed. I kind of never want to watch Bachelor in Paradise again because this is such a more top tier, in my opinion. I don't know. What do you think compared to like Bachelor in Paradise? Like, it just feels so much less produced to me.
Yeah, it's also just a completely different vibe. I just feel like The Bachelor has a vibe of its own. This has more of a Netflix vibe, like the Too Hot to Handle, like that just kind of type of TV. It's just different.
Yeah. Well, I think it's better. So my happy this week is... So Ariel, Ariel is one of my standouts from Zach's season, and Bachelor Nation Scoop, who always has the eagle eye. Follow them if you don't already. Notice that a past Bachelor alum liked one of Ariel's thirst traps, which also follow Ariel because fire. And who is that person? Peter Kraus, runner-up from Rachel Lindsay's season. And I was just really thinking about these two next to each other and also like their babies they could potentially have. And honestly, they would be so hot.
Yeah, and he's like a serious man, and I feel like she's a serious girl, and I just think that could be gold.
I love it. Because I think we both, in our predictions, don't think Ariel is going to be 1 or 2. So we need to start looking out for our girl. And I could see her being like in a Bachelor Nation relationship with Peter Kraus. And I love it. Yes, it's only a like on an Instagram. And we're going to spiral because that's what we do. But I want it. And it made me happy. What made you happy?
What made me happy? Lately, every single time I see Matt and Rachel's Instagram reels, and they are like one of the cutest couples ever. Do you follow them?
I do. And I follow like some of their fan accounts too, because they are adorable. Did you see on Valentine's Day the haiku poem he recited to her?
Yes.
It was so cute.
And they did a little video. She was coming out with some sort of athleisure like partnership with a brand or
Oh,
something,
okay.
and they did a reel together, and they're just so like goofy and fun and totally themselves. And actually, Matt and Rachel also are close with Lindsay Arnold from Dancing with the Stars because they were
Oh,
partners.
okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they still all get together, and like Rachel and Matt got Sage, her 2-year-old daughter, like a gift, and Matt picked out a little rubber ducky, and Rachel got a Belle, like some sort of princess thing, and they had her open up each one and see which one she liked more, and like Rachel's one, because she loved Belle and the ducky, she just kind of looked at, but it was just really cute, and I just love watching their love. I think it's so authentic and just I love them. They're so funny and fun.
Same. And they didn't have easy, and we have our like theory that like the couples that don't have it easy end up being the strongest. A lot of times they like come together. And I think that's what happened with Matt and Rachel. And remind me, are they engaged? I know they got engaged on
No.
the show, but then they broke up. So I think they're just dating.
No, they didn't get engaged on the show.
Did they not?
No, remember they decided they just wanted to date.
Oh, okay.
So
Gotcha.
no, they're
Okay.
not engaged.
So I'm excited. I feel like an engagement might come this year.
And also, they eat food right up in that camera all the time. Have you watched that too?
Yep, for
Yep.
sure.
All right, well, that made me happy.
The only other Bachelor Nation couple who's as obsessed with food is probably Joe and Serena. I feel like
Yeah.
they always do like food stuff too.
That's true.
So what annoyed you this week?
Tyler from Selling the OC got a divorce from Brittany Snow, which broke my heart. And already he's posting a picture with another woman. Like they just broke up. And I'm
like
very
less
annoyed
than a month
about that.
ago, right?
Yeah, I'm very annoyed about it. Very.
Yeah, gross. Because we all thought that it was maybe because he was seen very quickly after they were more of like separation, not official divorce, with Alex, who was one of the main girls on Selling OC 2. First, when are we going to get a season 2?
I know.
That
Did they pick it up?
Yes, I think it was renewed. I just don't know when it comes out. I'm assuming sometime this year we'll get Selling OC, and we will be recapping on this podcast because we've really
I love it.
I think we kind of basically are covering Bachelor and all Netflix reality. That's kind of what it seems to be happening, and I kind of love it.
Yeah. No, I'm all about those Netflix shows. The reality TV on Netflix is so good.
So good.
So what annoys you?
So we talk about this a lot with Bachelor leads, and I think we got some tea from Zach when he sat down with Entertainment Weekly last week or this week, sometime in the recent time. And said that producers do not let leads interject when they are getting like stolen from one-on-one time. So like, can I steal you for a sec? That awkward moment between Kylie and Anastasia. You know, we talked specifically also with his time with Bailey when he was stolen. Like, Zach, why aren't you saying anything? And so there you have it. Producers don't let you. Are you like surprised by this?
No.
I wasn't, but you weren't either? Okay,
tell me why. No, I'm not surprised, but this is also what I think. I think that some leads don't give a flying rat's about what the producers say, and I think that Zach's too nice. I think Zach doesn't see his own control that he has.
I have to completely agree with you, and because you brought up other leads, I have some tea. So Bachelor Nation Scoop again, you have to watch them or follow them, whatever. So posted this clip of Zach saying that, right? And guess who commented? Which lead do you think?
Is it a guy or a girl?
Girl.
Caitlin?
No. So Caitlin. Caitlin Bristow. Claire Crawley says, you don't have to do anything the producers tell you to do. And then in parentheses, just comes with consequences if you don't, wink face. So she's really talking to the fact that she was replaced as Bachelorette because she didn't follow the rules. So I thought that was really interesting, and I think it speaks to what you just said of like, it really just depends. Like, I know like Clayton specifically was one where I felt like he was really manipulated by the producers, and I didn't think Zach was like that, but I think he is in some instances.
Yeah, like this last rose ceremony, I feel like he didn't want to do it. He should have just said no.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more. So I thought
Yeah.
that was some tea. He also mentioned in that same interview that every location they go to, they have a full day to film shower scenes.
Yeah, I know.
Every
I
single
read that.
place. Please no. Okay, moving on. Do you already did your happy and annoyed? Yeah, you
Yep.
did. Okay,
Yep.
moving on, and let's get into reality TV news. And we have a new Dancing with the Stars couple from this most recent season. It is Daniel Durant and his partner Britt Stewart, and they posted on Valentine's Day. Did you see that?
Yes, I am all about this couple. I was really Did you watch that season or not really?
Yeah, this is most recent one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one with Gabby. Yeah, I watched
Yeah,
every
oh
single
yeah.
episode.
Yeah, they were so sweet together and I didn't see it coming, but I'm so happy it did.
Same. And it's actually funny we just said, but like I guess the only other ABC show we kind of cover is Dancing with the Stars, isn't it?
Yeah.
So cute. They posted together saying they're each other's Valentine, and they are also on the the Dancing with the Stars live tour. And on Valentine's Day, they announced it to the crowd, and I have the video, so let's take a look.
I feel like it's a very special day. Some recent developments have happened, and I think we should talk about it. I noticed there was a little kiss going on in those dances just a few moments ago. Want to say what's happening?
Wait, did he propose?
Yeah, I mean, happy Valentine's Day, first of all. And sure enough, we're dating.
So cute. I love them.
Yeah, I'm very obsessed. I just think they are just adorable.
I love Emma too in that video. She's so good at hosting, along with Gabby Wendy. She was in that video. But I'm gonna flex this every single time we talk about Emma. When I worked at Starbucks at nights when I was in college, I made her coffee once, and so we're best friends.
I bet she was pretty delightful. She just seems like good energy.
Yeah, she wasn't necessarily over the top or anything. I think she was, just she was there to get her coffee and go out. But lovely. I think she had an almond milk latte, if I remember correctly.
That's hilarious.
I know. We're friends. I know things like that. And then did you end up watching Raven from Love is Blind season 3 on Vile Files?
Yes.
That was my mind exploding if you can't see if you're listening on audio.
That is worth the watch.
You absolutely have to watch it. We actually have a full recap of really the boom booms of everything at Stop Wearing My Clothes Pod on our TikTok page as well as our Instagram. I highly recommend you watch it. The kind of tea we're going to drop on here because I don't want to go fully into it, but basically, how do you even summarize that? What was the main takeaway for you?
SK
pretty much SK sucks.
Is a douchebag.
Yes, the fact. So if you guys watched season 3 Love is Blind after the altar, you see Raven and SK get engaged again. Apparently, SK goes to the producers immediately after and begs them to take it out of the show. Raven has no clue and is later told by producers after the whole cheating scandal goes down with SK, saying, "We thought you knew, and this is what happened.
You guys had broken up." Yeah.
Yes, and she even asked him to leave at one point because they were living together and engaged when this all went down.
Mm-hmm.
And he wouldn't leave. It was all about controlling her. He would call the producers and get Raven in trouble from certain things she was posting. SK is just red flag central, and thank God she is out of that relationship and she's dating someone else. She won't tell us, but she was very optimistic about this relationship. So go Raven. I know we called for her to be Bachelorette, but she's happy right now. But if that doesn't work out, Raven for Bachelorette.
100%. I wonder if it's someone that's famous, out there, or if it's someone completely just random.
I think random.
Yeah.
I could see her dating a rando. Then we got really exciting news this week. Love is Blind season 4 is coming out March 24th. And to tell you I'm excited is a understatement. Amy, give me your first feeling. Say a word. What did you feel when you heard this news?
Yippee skip.
You're an idiot. Okay, yippee skip. And it is not going to be in Austin this season. It's actually going to be in Seattle.
which is 2 hours away from me.
Yes,
So,
about 2
I should
hours
just
where we grew up.
I should just head over there and sneak my way in, even though it's already
Yep.
over.
I know, right? They've already filmed 5 too, which I also think is in Seattle. So we're gonna just get them back to back to back. So excited! I'm so excited how fast we're getting it because I really feel like between 2 and 3, it felt like a lifetime.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
So pumped about that. And then I think we've got one more bit of reality TV news.
Yeah, Heather from Selling Sunset finally announced her baby's name, and it is Tristan J. Almusa.
Ooh,
Pretty
say
cute.
that 3 times fast.
Yeah, it's pretty cute. I like it. But
Yeah, I just
it's
think
like
of
kind of a
Tristan.
family name. So that's
Oh,
special.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just think of Tristan from Gilmore Girls.
Yeah.
That's my only Tristan I know. I like it. Tristan J, and I always like a short, succinct middle name, like Tristan J, or like, I don't know, I like it.
Yep, I like it too.
Yes. So before we get into Bachelor news and kind of go into the recap as well, we are going to recap part 1 and part 2 of Perfect Match. I have so much to say. Amy, so far, like, just what are going in, just you've watched the part 1 and part 2 so far. Part 3 comes out the 28th, I want to say.
I
And
hope soon.
yeah, I think it's just every week. So it doesn't, because I think you, for example, part 1 and part 2 were like a month apart, but they're just kind of doing it weekly, sets of 4. There's be 12 episodes total. We will be recapping those last 4 episodes next week as well. So give me your overall opinion so far on the show.
I think it's awesome. I really, really like it. I think it is a recipe for stress and anxiety and all of that for all the people there. It's like a mind F for all of them. But I think it's great. I love it. I love every aspect of it. I don't even think I have anything that I would change.
It's so good, and the cast is just on another level. I do feel like the girls just bring it a lot harder than the guys, just like kind of like I say on Love is Blind. I just think they need to maybe fix their casting when it comes to the male side of things. I feel like some of these girls just like deserve more. Another thing I'd say, I just like the overall setup. So let's talk about that a little bit. The goal is to be the perfect match, right? And they have compatibility challenges every day or every few days. And I really love, like, I keep comparing it to The Bachelor, but I love that the challenges are like meant to, or group dates, even if you would call it on The Bachelor, are meant to like test compatibility and make them closer. And I feel like they could do a little bit more of that in the Bachelor universe.
Totally.
Right? Because I like, why not? Like, you're in there such a short period of time. If anything, to help build on that and like kind of forced intimacy in a way, like, it's like is helpful.
And it's really fun to watch too. I think it's like something that's missing from Bachelor in Paradise, I guess I would say.
Yeah.
So they have a compatibility challenge, and then whoever wins gets to go on a date. But then this is the thing that is like,
it's so good.
Yes, they get to go into the boardroom, and they get to choose from singles that are not in the house and take someone from one of the couples to go on a blind date. Or they can choose themselves.
That's the real zinger, and it happens. And the first time it happened, it was like boom. The second time happened, it was like boom, boom. I just say boom a lot this episode. I'm sorry, but that's how I felt. Explosions everywhere, explosions of drama. Perfect Match should hire us. That should be like on their teaser. So do you have any like favorites so far, or like no? Actually, tell me number 1 so far of the 8 episodes. Your number 1 favorite and your very last least favorite. One name for each.
My favorite is Georgia.
Really? Okay. Tell me why.
I watched her season of Too Hot to Handle, and I really liked her there too.
I love her.
I just think she is such a sweet, loving, caring person, and I think that she she's there for the right reasons. I feel like she's there actually to try to find love. I also think that she's so supportive to the other cast members too. I just feel like when someone gets something sad or, whatever, she's always like kind of there for them and trying to help them. And I like that.
Yeah, I like her too. Okay, what about least favorite?
Okay, least favorite. And when I say least favorite, I just don't like her. I wouldn't say that means I wish she wasn't on the show. So it's not like a least favorite like that. you know what I'm going to say, Francesca. I can't handle it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Cannot handle it.
Okay.
And my
Well,
reason for this
Mhm.
is I just think that she does not want to be in love. I don't think she knows how or something, because I feel like, also, I think maybe she should be with a girl, because I feel like she acts way more excited about the girl than she acted with any of the guys. So maybe that's a more genuine connection or something, because I don't know. I just feel like she's just messing with people's minds and all she wants is attention. And so whatever will give her attention is what she wants.
Yeah, I kind of feel like she's just like the Regina George of the house. Like, you know, that scene where the burn book comes out and like everyone's freaking out in the hallways and she's just sitting in the hallway
Yeah,
like
she just
that.
wants to destroy everything. That's all
And I
she
kind of it's
wants.
perfect television. Perfect television. And kind of on top of that, like you said, going into the season, you were already excited about Georgia because you liked her on Too Hot to Handle. Is there
Mhm.
someone that you went in like excited, like Georgia, like, oh yay, Georgia's gonna be there, and she were up to your expectations? Is there someone who your mind has changed about? You were maybe excited, and not so much anymore, or the opposite? You went in being like, oh, this person's crap, and you actually kind of like them.
Okay, I don't know who in the heck Inez is, but I love her.
I love Inez so much. I'm so glad you said that. Inez is amazing because like Circle France, all those like ones, like there's Brazil and like Love is Blind too, but like I'm not a huge fan of like the subtitles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I haven't watched it, but I love her and she's had a tough go. She's probably made the most different matches of the whole season. Things just keep not
Somehow she
working out
keeps
for her.
staying, though. That's the
What
thing,
about
though.
That's
It's pretty
true.
impressive,
She's
though, that she
hot.
keeps staying.
Yeah, and I know we just said Raven for Bachelorette, but Inez for Bachelorette.
Ooh.
Like they need to maybe like some foreign like wee like they need
No,
some
and
of that
I love it that
spice,
she doesn't
the
know
European
things
flair.
like shitting sticks or whatever. She's like, I got shit sticks everywhere, because she didn't know.
That
That's my
scene
favorite.
specifically, Carousel's hype girl and being like, "Are you a weak bitch?" She's like, "I'm not a weak bitch." Like, go, trying to like talk to Dom.
Even though I think that wasn't a good move, though. But
I know. I'm not the best intentions, even though I still do like Carousel. I think she's hilarious.
I do
But
too.
speaking of that, let's actually talk about Carousel and Joey. Let's start from the beginning because I've really gone up and down.
Me too. I was not a believer in the beginning. I was like, oh my gosh, toxic relationship for sure.
Same. I think on a shared news panel, I called them the Ron and Sammy of Perfect Match, like from Jersey Shore. If you know, you know. But I actually kind of from what you said with Inez of like changing opinions, or I guess you didn't have an opinion before, but Joey was someone I loved the Circle season 1, and I wanted him to win. And when he won, I was so excited. I loved Joey. That first and second episode of Perfect Match was a tough one. And I think I don't like how Joey was treating Carousel. I don't know if it was an ego thing, a TV thing. It seems like he over on the outside of the house, he has a really hard time with commitment. And he's really, even before the show, put her through the ringer. Because we actually find out within the first 5 minutes of the show that he has history with Carousel. They've definitely hooked up and like a little bit more than that, dated around. And Francesca he hooked up with as well. So what did you think in those first, like, Carousel, because everyone saw how messy their relationship was, they put Carousel on one of the first dates with Chase. Tell me what you think, how that went down. What are your opinions?
Oh gosh, it seems like a lifetime ago.
Right?
Yeah, it's like hard to bring my brain back. Okay, I will actually say during that date, his date with Carousel, or no, wait, was that George? Yeah, no. Chase actually seemed really down to earth and sweet. He's good at turning it on when he wants to.
Yeah, he is a con man and he's good at what he does, in my opinion.
Yeah. Anyways, they shared a kiss. She was super into it, liked it, but I mean, she pretty quickly, I think this is what's annoying. She just wanted Joey to have a reaction. She just wanted him to show that he cared, and he kind of dropped the ball a little bit.
Yeah, and I think girls can relate to that. You know, like, so when someone's got your heart, it's hard to let go. And sometimes you want to like have the appearance that you're not as into it, just to have maybe kind of the more power in the relationship when you're always not in power. Seems like Joey kind of definitely has been wearing the pants in that relationship. And so
Mhm.
she was just trying. She wanted to like see if Joey cared about her. And I think she really cares for him and he's really put her through the ringer. But
Mhm.
I am glad to say that Joey has pulled me back in. I am really loving the transformation that I'm seeing. I think it's really the only real love story that we're seeing right now, Joey and
Mhm.
Carousel, and they are the most obvious for the win, in my opinion, because I think, they all vote at the end of the series of who's the perfect, most compatible match.
Mhm.
And I think they've got it in the bag.
Oh, for sure. Like, who else could they vote? Like, that doesn't
Yeah,
even
I
make
mean,
sense.
something intense would have to happen those last 4 episodes, but the thing is, every matching, something outrageous happens. Like, it's a different show every single episode, and that's what I love about it so much. It's so ever changing. It's never feeling stale.
Mhm.
And it just always keeps surprising you. And one thing, just as we'll finish off with Joey and Carousel, Joey asked her to be his girlfriend.
Yes, that was so cute. And he's like super ready to commit. He's like talking about possibly moving in together. He doesn't want to ever spend a night like going to sleep without her. I feel like he is, and I also like that they're kind of like the almost like the therapists of the group. Like when new people come in, they kind of go in and like help who they need to talk to and all that. I think it's really
It's
cute.
like, yeah, it's like the mom and dad of the house, but the
Yes,
ones who also like aggressively make out in the corner.
hardcore.
Yeah,
Jeez,
one of
probably
my
have sex in
favorite
the corner.
I know. I'm jumping a little ahead, but one of my favorite parts with Joey and Carousel is when Fran walks in with, I want to say, Damien, and they're like full on hardcore making out, and then they hear Francesca's voice, and then they stop, and then they run as fast as they can to the drama. Like,
I've been waiting for this all day.
relatable. Yeah, exactly. And I also loved how Joey reacted when she talked about her bisexuality and some insecurity she has with being in a relationship with a man, or if they end up getting married and stuff like that. Joey was
Mhm.
like so cool because I feel like some guys could have like, I don't know, like fetishized that,
Yeah.
or
I mean, he did
or
say though you could bring a girl home anytime you want, but that was
yeah,
just teasing.
but yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So I think that's really cool because I think we talk a lot about like gay and lesbian like issues and talk, but bisexuality I think is something not as like talked about. So I think that's cool,
Mhm.
and I
Yeah,
think that can really make a difference.
yeah, for sure. Um, all I have to say is I see a threesome in the future because I think Carousel and Francesca kind of have a little
I think we
whatever.
see them
Joey's
making out.
already Joey's already been with both of them.
You're right. He's got a thing for bisexual women. I didn't even put that together. No, I'm 99% sure we see Francesca and Carousel make out in the sneak peek.
Well, maybe there's going to be a 3 match.
We will find out. I hope so. Okay, now let's talk about, we talked about the challenges a little bit, but let's talk about them more. Tell me your favorite challenge and why.
I don't know what it's called, but I actually really like the sponge thrusting one. I just think that was funny.
So funny. You have to tell them the Olivia story.
Oh, yes. Okay. So Olivia was sitting in her little chair, and I was watching this because I needed to watch the 4 episodes yesterday so that I can talk about it today. So Jack's sleeping, and anyways, that challenge comes on where they have sponges
Sponges.
on all their nether regions, like on their boobs, on their on their butts, everywhere like that. Anyways, and then they had to squeeze it out. And so they're like humping, jumping on each other, all that stuff. Freaking Olivia keeps looking over at the TV and laughing. I've never been so shocked. It was hilarious.
She might be the one who takes over this podcast one day when we're gray and old.
Yep.
I would have to say my favorite was the kissing challenge because it's just so different and intimate than anything else. And I think physical chemistry is something. It's just like so interesting. They had to wear blindfolds and noise canceling headphones, and I think you could tell a lot in a kiss. And I thought we had like figured out some really interesting things. And one of the main things was Nick is the best kisser, and that threw me for a loop.
I want to kiss him.
I
I actually
know,
think
right?
that I think I'm attracted to him, which is odd because he's not necessarily the most attractive out of everyone or anything, but I like his
Yeah.
personality.
Same. I didn't realize I post about him a lot on our TikTok. There's a lot of hate where he's got like everyone has the ick with him. I think probably what happened the first episode with him and Francesca, but like even him, he was like dude, like the first episode's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me. But then he gets like more normal. And he actually did say on a live that I watched that the drinks were flowing extra heavy that night. He was really nervous. It was the first night. He didn't know what was going on because, like, this is also the first night where you match. So he didn't know that them going up the stairs meant it was a match. Try to think, like, he was just, like, looking around to the producers, didn't know what to do. But it was pretty savage. Francesca was like, no. But yeah, I actually told Mark, I was like, I think out of all, at least the OG people, I would say he would probably be the one I would go for too. Because I think we have kind of similar tastes, but
well, we have the same dad and we like to choose men that look like our dad, so sounds about right.
Psychology. Yep. You know, it is what it is. But then the thing that bothered me though is this is the first time, okay, these are compatibility challenges, right? So it's supposed to be truthful of your compatibility. And I didn't like how Anne, Sophia, and Chase rigged it, and Chase said to like grab my arm a certain way so I know it's you. So they gave each other 10s. And then he gave Carousel a 1 and that she chipped his tooth, and it was all fabricated. And I didn't like that.
No, that is what Chase, I didn't necessarily love at the beginning, but literally that first date, I thought, oh, he's different. Like, he actually wants to find love. Like, he gave me really good vibes, but then he just flipped it, screwed it up. Don't like him.
Same. I would say
has a girlfriend, probably.
I think so, too. Yeah, I think Chase was like the male villain along with Fran until Will came. I think he's going to do even more damage, but we're jumping ahead. What else? Okay, let's just talk about all things Fran, because there's so much to talk about. She's kind of in all the drama. So let's first talk about the love triangle of Fran, Savannah, and Dom that led to that big fight with Fran and Savannah.
Okay, so I feel like I've never called her Fran. Does anybody call her that besides you?
I think it's because I've read so many comments about her. People have been, so they don't have to write the full name every time. So I've been calling her Fran. Yeah. And also like when I have to like do like videos, I put her name in something, it just like takes up so much room. So I think people are calling her Fran. I think
all right, so we're calling her Fran. Okay. Fine by me. Just wanted to check. Never heard that in my life. Okay. So Fran and Dom from the beginning, I wanted to believe it. Well, I don't even know how to go about saying all this. It's just so much. Okay.
So much. I put it in 3 sections because there is so much. So we're first going to talk about Fran, Savannah, and Dom. And then we're going to talk about Fran, Dom, Damien, Georgia, Abby. And then overall Fran's vendetta against Dom. So
okay, so let's first
let's just talk about Savannah and Fran fight.
Let's just talk about Fran and Dom for a second.
Okay.
Did you believe so Fran and Dom, did you like believe in that relationship? What was your like vibe about it from the beginning? Because they matched pretty quick.
Yeah, I think I believed in it until the kissing challenge. So the kissing challenge, they got really low scores towards each other, and I think that like Fran after that pretended like it was okay until Damien came. And that was my take on it.
Yeah, I feel like at first she kind of found it to be respectful that he was not like trying to jump her bones, but I think that she's so used to guys being that way that it actually ended up being a turnoff for her, that he wasn't being more aggressive coming at her. Yeah, but I also think that's another thing I actually didn't like about the kissing challenge, especially that early on, or maybe it was good that it was that early on. I'm really not sure, but I feel like it did like put pressure on a blindfolded kiss. Like, I don't know. There could be different vibes.
For the ones who hadn't kissed yet, yeah, that wouldn't be necessarily how I would want my first kiss. I get that.
Yeah. Okay, anyways, so then Savannah is in the picture. So Savannah and Nick were just like friendship matching. And then Savannah decided that she liked Dom, or wanted the opportunity to like Dom. So she went and talked to Dom first. She went and talked to Dom and told him how she felt. And then Dom went to Francesca and was like, so this is what happened. And then Savannah and Francesca got into it.
Are you team Savannah or team Fran?
I mean, They're really both valid in the way that they feel. I don't know. What are
Yeah.
you?
I think I'm Team Fran just because it's her I don't know. Am
That's
I?
what the
'Cause I
show's
think
about,
maybe,
though.
yeah,
I
I
think that
like to
she
root
was
for a
being,
villain.
yeah, I also think she was being territorial over a relationship that she didn't even 100% feel. So I think
And
that is,
literally the next day she left him for Damien.
yeah,
So
so I
yeah,
think that was my issue with it. It was less about like, sure, in that scenario, if Fran and Dom were legit, then yes, I think I would be Team Fran because they were pretty linked up for Savannah to just try to swoop in there. But at the same time, that's what this show is about, actually. I mean, they're supposed to explore all these things. So,
mm-hmm.
as a pattern throughout this, I don't actually blame anyone who goes into a relationship and tries to destroy it for good reason.
Yeah. No, I get it. And I just think it was a pretty epic fight. We didn't really have like a big blow up like that. And I really haven't since so
Uh-uh.
far. And
Mhm.
then right afterwards, Savannah goes back to Dom.
Oh, that
And my
part was hilarious.
favorite part, well, he was just, he just had his Oreos and his wine. That's all he wanted. And Francesca looks over at him and she's like, no. And like, I can relate, right? I mean, I feel like all girls can. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
you
they
want your man on your side.
yeah, especially like if it was any other girl, I don't think she would have done that. Even if like it was just because it was such a personal thing between both of them, and she didn't want Savannah to feel like she won because
Mhm.
now I'm talking to Dom. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But the way
Totally.
Dom was just like her little puppy dog and ran back, she's like, I didn't say anything. Like Dom is such a sweetheart and not like what I thought he would be like. I think
Not
he's
at all.
objectively the best looking guy there.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
I just like there's not a lot of
He's
guys
big
that
and muscly too. He can do 27 push-ups with Francesca
yeah,
on his
he
back.
can,
Hey yo.
right? And I've been living for the drama like in real life, kind of as it airs, because Fran, after the first four episodes drop, she blocked Savannah.
Oh
And
gosh.
Savannah has been like on a social media tirade, like, and actually, just in an interview with Zachary Reality, it came out today as we're filming this, so it'll be out once
This is
this
out.
is public. And I heard she dropped some tea. I haven't listened to it yet, but Zachary said it's really good. So we'll be watching. And I might even do a recap. We'll see. Follow us, Stop Wearing My Clothes Pod on TikTok. Our journey to 10K. We just hit 7,500. Help us
Woo!
out, guys. Yes. Um, so then Damien comes into the picture and Francesca, everyone
So
freaks out.
yeah, because Francesca is with Dom in the boardroom and chooses to go on a date with Damien. That makes it 20 times worse.
So
20
rough.
times worse.
So if you remember, Francesca was on Love is Blind season 1 after the altar, and her and Damien were like friends. They had never gone past that, but there was this whole, with Giannina, like there was just messiness there. So Francesca felt like she wanted to see it through because they never got past a certain level, and she was really curious about it. So almost like doing what Savannah was doing the day before and seeing her options, which is what you're supposed to do there. But everyone loves Dom so much, so I get it, and the turn of events that happened so quickly. And Dom was crying like a little baby, and it just made me so sad. I think he's just a really like when he likes someone, he like gives his all.
I think it's really admirable that like he continues to do that as it goes on. Like he it doesn't shy him away from love. Like I
See,
think
I'm
it could.
50-50 on that.
Mhm.
Because okay, so after the date with Damien, they decide that they're gonna make Fran and Damien are gonna make it work, and she goes to break up with Dom. And this is how she breaks up with Dom. Let me get my notes out because I want it to be correct. So this is what Fran says to Dom, referring to Damien. I feel like there's a lot more we need to talk about, and yeah. So that was her breakup. And he was like, that guy over me. And I think really the whole world thought that, honestly. Like, Dom is
Yeah.
just so more objectively attractive. And I don't like how
Mhm.
Damien treated Giannina. And I just, like, was never a Damien fan. But
Mhm.
then what happens, Amy? What does Dom tell Fran?
That I don't know if this was just a last ditch effort or what. that
I
he
don't think
loves her.
Yeah. So that was just real awkward. And he was going to leave the house. And I think Inez and kind of Georgia together convinced him to stay. And it seemed like Georgia, who was like at first very friendly with Fran, is now with Dom. And I'm worried it's a rebound. I do think they like each other. I'm curious to see how that'll play out. I really like Dom and Georgia together, and I want it to work. And he has since asked, like, they're official now. The only other ones who are official, other than Joey and Carousel, is now Dom and Georgia. What did you
Yeah.
think when he asked her to be his girlfriend?
I think that was a good move because I think she was feeling insecure about their relationship because, say her name again.
Inez.
Inez. Because Carousel convinces Inez to go talk to Dom to tell him that maybe their feelings of love towards each other is more than just friendships because they've been really close the entire time. And back up a little bit, when Dom goes on a date with another girl, which nothing happens at all, but Georgia is sitting there thinking that Inez is the one that sent Dom on that date and was like, why would she do that? She likes him. And so a bunch of insecurities were created there. And then Inez goes to Dom, says that she likes him, and then Dom goes back to Georgia, just kind of like telling her. I don't think that he was even saying he felt the same way. I think he was just talking to her. She kind of has a little bit of a meltdown, understandably so. And then once they take a break and come back together, he asks her to be his girlfriend. I think that was a good move because if he is really committed to her, which he's proved time and time again.
Agreed.
I mean, why not?
Yeah, and the reason why he keeps proving to her is Fran has this vendetta against Dom. Even she's not with Dom anymore, and now she's not with Damien. She's with Abby. They set her up on like Abby from 20-something. Did you watch 20-somethings?
Mm-mm.
I didn't either, but she seems cute and nice. I like Abby so far.
A little wild.
Yeah, but since she's like 2 people away from that, and she still has this vendetta against Dom and keeps sending him on dates to try to break up him and Georgia. And I'm just like,
I will say this though. Remember when Damien and Francesca were in there? They didn't do anything. They actually didn't. Right.
And the last time was Will. And Will has history with Dom from The Mole. I never watched that one either. And I was actually kind of excited because I thought it was maybe like kind of traitors-ish. So I was like, oh, I'll watch it. But now it gave away the ending. I know who wins.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was like, oh, like I like not knowing. It kind of ruins it for me. But maybe season 2 of The Mole I might watch. I'm kind of
now I feel like now I almost want to watch those other shows a little bit more because I know that in this show they're all going to come in. So I like knowing them.
Same. What about, because I never watched Sexy Beasts either, where Carousel is from. That one looks weird.
I don't even know what it is.
I think so. It's not about looks kind of thing. So they like are dressed up like they have full, like she's a panda bear.
That is weird.
They tried to find love as animals.
Yeah, that's weird. That's real weird. I remember that now. That was weird.
I know. Let me see if there's anything else I want to talk about. I want to talk about Bartiz.
Okay. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, no, it froze. So I literally thought we were just frozen.
No. So Bartiz from Love is Blind season 3. He doesn't have a lot of fans from that season. Do you think he'll have fans from this season? Or Perfect Match, whatever.
Not necessarily. I think he was kind of irrelevant.
Really? Because I hate him more.
Oh. Well, the way he talked to Inez, I did not like that, actually.
And Izzy. And every interaction with a woman. He is a misogynist pig, and I hate him. I'm sorry. He is my least favorite of the whole series. I hate the way he thinks he can treat women and talk to them. He thinks he's just... I hate him. I really, really don't like him. And the fact that he's gonna it looks like he comes back in the sneak peek. Well, first of all, he gets sent home with Shane, which we'll talk about that love triangle next. But who was it?
Oh, Chloe and Mitch. It was Chloe and Mitch.
Chloe and Mitch. Okay, yes. Okay, so that was just like wild. I like laughed out loud. Like Bartiz got soaked, and I loved every second of it. But let's talk about the love triangle between Chloe, Shane, and Mitchell.
Chloe's an idiot. That's all I have to say. Literally, okay, idiot, but understandably so. That's all
Let's give
I'll
some
say.
backstory.
Yes. Okay. So Chloe and Shane go on a blind date, and I felt it. I think they have very similar high energy goofiness. It was a match I did not expect because I kind of knew Chloe from Too Hot to Handle, and I was like, Shane, but then it worked.
We see when they were matched in the boardroom, I freaked out. I was like, oh my God, this is the most chaotic and potentially perfect couple that has ever existed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love Chloe, and Shane, not so much, but I appreciate him for...
He is who he is.
His heart is good.
Yes, I agree.
I just think there's a lot of other issues.
But
do
you think he does cocaine a lot? Or do you think it just fried his brain or something?
I really don't know, and he gets really upset when people talk about it. He got really mad at Zachary Reality. So let's maybe not talk about it in the episode, just because, I don't know. I think it's...
Zachary Reality asked him if he did cocaine.
No, so what happened was they're actually friends now, Shane and Zachary. But so the first time Shane does a live with Zachary, Zachary thought it was going to be normal. And he went in on a rant with Zachary saying apparently someone commented. So that means Shane is looking through people like Zachary Reality's comments. So it was a Love is Blind video he did, right? And someone in the comments said that Shane is doing coke or whatever. And then Zachary didn't say anything back. He just did a snowflake emoji, that, like, cocaine. And he went off in a rant on this live and said, like, oh, but I see in the comments, and my mom sees it, and my grandma sees it, and like, yeah, you didn't say it, but you put that little emoji, and that's what it's like referring to, and blah, blah, blah. And he would just went off. And I was there live for it all. And I wish I would have saved it, but it was so chaotic. But I think they figured it out because...
How did Zachary respond?
So good. He's such a professional, and he apologized and was like, yeah, I try to be fair on all my things. I know I didn't actually say that, but I did comment the snowflake. I'm sorry if your parents saw it, and I'm sorry if that affected you, etc., etc.
Anyways, okay, so then they seem like they are into each other. They are all over each other. I think, was it a couple days at least?
Yeah,
I guess maybe.
Like, everyone seemed, even like Inez, who was currently matched with Shane at the time, just like, you walked in glowing, like, and it seemed like everyone believed that Chloe was into it. I think they were both really into it, and the Mitchell situation it's a situation that Shane really, there was nothing he could have done.
No, but I also think Chloe's done. This is where I will go from there. So then, who sets them up on a date? Oh, Damien and Francesca set up Chloe on a date with Mitch. And Chloe and Mitch have history. They dated for 8 months, I think.
Did you watch that season of The Circle?
No.
Oh, okay. They're good. They're both in it.
They had just broken up fairly recently. They were both the last people they dated. He's a virgin, I guess, so that was a problem of why they broke up a little bit. Anyways, so they go into this date, and instantly Chloe's in tears because obviously she hasn't seen him.
It's very emotional. They had real feelings there.
Yeah, that was just... it's good.
Even though Chloe, were yelling at the TV, would I have done something different? Probably not.
On the date, I was fine with it, but this is when I had a problem.
Okay.
So when she went to go talk to him, and she was trying to tell him, like, I'm here for a perfect match, he basically told her that he wants to be able to do whatever he wants. And then she was like, well, unless you have a match, you're not staying here. And then he backtracked and said, I want to explore this with you. So I was like, if she would have really listened to him, I'm not saying I would have made a different decision. I think it's very complicated. She wanted him to want her, like, all this thing. But I just think it's dumb because then she chooses Mitch. Shane leaves. Okay, then her and Mitch win a compatibility challenge. And then he says, I'm not ready to commit. And I'm like, he said that before and you just weren't hearing it before. So it's just kind of annoying. But I think it's probably in the long run good because now she knows, okay, I gotta get over this guy because he's just messing with me.
I don't like Mitchell at all. The way he was like flirting with other girls and also just like, oh, I'm here for like he's just bad news.
Yeah, he's just using her to stay and manipulating her feelings. It's messed up.
It's so sad. Yeah. So I'm still team Chloe and Shane. Shane might come back.
No, he's gonna come back, and I have a good feeling. But I also think Shane is a
very emotional
loose
guy.
fuse. Yeah, like I don't know that he'll be able to get over it. And like,
Yeah,
on the second
cannon,
choice, loose cannon. That's what it is. Because when Inez did that, tried to get back with him, he at first got really mad.
Yeah, but I think he has to understand that history there and give Chloe some grace. Totally agree. Curious to see what's going to happen there. Let's see. And that's kind of, and the only other thing I wanted to touch on, because I did watch that live with Nick before the last 4 episodes came out. It was just the first 4 episodes. And that quick turn, like, I thought something was really going to happen with Nick and Inez. I felt like there was a lot of like build up to it, and then they match, and immediately the next day, Nick was like, "Peace out."
Yeah,
like,
very confusing,
right? So on the live, someone asked him, and it was actually because she smoked a bunch of cigarettes in the room on the balcony the night before, and that's like one of his like kind of personal boundaries. Is just kind of like a deal breaker for him, I guess. But people are saying in the comments, like, because we have that on our TikTok at Stop Wearing My Clothes Pod. And people are saying, like, how did he not know she smoked before?
Yeah, exactly.
But the thing is, do we see her smoke on camera? Maybe she's not allowed to smoke on camera. They had never shared a room before, and that was the only place she smoked.
Did they not match once?
No, that was their first time matching.
Oh, okay. Well, then I guess that would make sense.
That's what I was thinking. But so that's just a little tea from the Nick Live that I saw. And here is where the current matches stand. Amy, I've got a list of them on our planner. Let's go through them and make some predictions.
Carousel and Joey, and they are boyfriend and girlfriend. I think they're the winners. I mean, they gotta be.
They'll probably win. It does see in the sneak peek there is some additional trouble. I'm curious if Fran is part of that, if there is some type of love triangle there. We will find out. Next.
Diamond and Will.
No.
I think that's just more fun.
Will is a villain. I don't like him. I like Diamond, but I don't think her guy's there.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually really do like her a lot. I think she came in with good energy, and I think it also showed how nice everyone is in the house, basically besides Francesca.
Yeah, I agree. There's really good really good energy in the house right now.
Dom and Georgia. Boyfriend and girlfriend.
They're boyfriend. I think they might stick it through the rest of the
season. I don't
season.
know if they're necessarily still together, but I hope. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's very.
Yeah, they're gonna maybe finish the season, but not together in real life. Do you think Joey and Carousel will be together in real life?
I think so.
Okay, let's hope
I think because they had a like kind of semi-relationship-ish stuff in real life, like they already kind of know each other in real life, so I don't think it's going to be that big of a transition, like they only met each other on here and then now.
Yeah, I just don't want Joey to fuck it up.
If anything, I don't know if this is just the vibe I'm getting, but almost recently I feel like almost Joey has been being more vulnerable and like more like I want this, and she's kind of hasn't really said much.
I think she's still probably protecting herself a little bit just because of everything she's went through with Joey.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah.
So we also got Inez and Damien.
That surprised me, but I kind of like it.
Yeah, except for the fact that Damien's like, I'm still 10 out of 10 after Francesca. So that's
really good at whipping guys. Like she just like there's something about her that just she's kind of like a black widow, and she just
I know. I think it's just like her complicatedness and how she like always keeps you at arm's length away, but then she pulls you like she knows when to pull and when to push.
Yeah, same.
She's very. I would like to meet her in real life.
Yeah.
But I'd also actually be terrified.
For sure.
And then we got Chloe and Mitchell, and no, I'm hoping that turns into Chloe and Shane. Same. And I don't know though, like outside of this, I really don't know. I don't know.
I hope not.
You hope no Chloe and Shane?
Oh, in real life. Oh, I thought we were talking about Mitchell still.
No, Mitchell's goodbye.
It'd be cool. I like Chloe might be too good for him.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. Fran and Abby. I think that's more fun.
Yeah, I think they might last an episode, and we already know Fran is in a very serious relationship with someone on the show right now. So
We do?
Yeah, if they've been really open about it. Nick said
Is it a girl or a boy?
I need to double check,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's an LGBTQ relationship.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so sneak peek, many people are coming back. Trouble for Joey and Carousel, maybe. I don't know, did you notice anything else in the sneak peek?
No, I don't think really anything super shocking happened.
I'm so excited because the next week is going to be the finale. We will be recapping and following all the news surrounding it. So we're so excited about that. And let's go into Bachelor news before we recap.
Yes, so something recent that has come out is Christina Mandrell has been seen in a really, I don't know, do you remember what year it was?
No, it was a while ago, though. You could tell
it was
they're
a while
younger.
ago. Her and Jordan Rogers in like a modeling campaign thing together, and it's hilarious. So here this is. You can see it on the screen.
Yes, Christina Mandrell is just seen everywhere. She's a Pink Lily model. She's a Taylor Swift music video, country music video. She's with Jordan Rogers. My prediction is there's going to be some type of campaign with her and Tyler Cameron because he's also a model. That's what we're going to see next.
That couple.
Ooh, interesting.
Tyler's not ready for a kid.
And he cannot have a kid. No.
He's a kid in himself.
Yeah. No Tyler shade, but he's just a little bit of a fuckboy. And then Valentine's Day, Eric came out with his new girlfriend, Elizabeth Turner. She has over 1 million followers on Instagram. She is also a clinical psychologist graduate and
ex-girlfriend to Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yes. So how is Eric Schwer dating Leonardo DiCaprio's ex-girlfriend? I'm mind-boggled.
They probably have had sex. They both have had sex, so he's had sex with Leonardo DiCaprio.
That's how science works.
Their little wieners have touched. I'll maybe take that out.
No, I like it. And then Victoria has a few episodes out. Her very first, Victoria Fuller, she has a podcast called Uncensored Saints. And her very first episode came out on Valentine's Day where Greg was her surprise guest. And he dropped something that I thought was really cute. When he was auditioning for The Bachelor to be on Katie Thurston's, or I think he was in Claire Crawley's. He was in rotation for a little bit before he got on the show, and they asked him who from Bachelor Nation he would want to be Bachelorette, and he said Victoria Fuller before they even met.
Oh, I love it.
You'll see on the screen, I also screenshotted, you'll see that Greg Fuller liked a post years ago of Victoria Fuller. He's been like following her.
Greg Fuller?
Maybe that's how when they get married. I believe in this couple so much. There's so much haters, and they thought they'd be done by now, and they're not. They're just getting stronger, and I think they are endgame.
I'm a believer. Yeah.
100%. And then we've got Clayton has been dropping some tea. He has a new book out, the former Bachelor Clayton Etchard, and he went on the Zachary Reality podcast and dropped some tea about his top 3 ladies who we know and love, Susie, Rachel, and Gabby. Rachel, he talked about that viral moment and how they're really good friends. They both apologize, and they have an open line of communications where they can call each other anytime they want now, which I kind of love.
Ooh, yeah.
He has not talked to Gabby, but is open to and would like to, but understands if she doesn't. And Susie, he said it's not out of the realm of possibility that they get back together, but they're in a good place right now. Boom.
I want it so bad.
I know. If it happens, probably won't be for a while. But also, he's open to Bachelor in Paradise, which I think that would be bomb.
Ooh, yeah. I like that too.
And they're going to bring on Rachel and Michelle.
Oh, yeah.
It would be fire. And it really needs it. I was not a fan of Bachelor in Paradise this last season.
Yeah, I know. I think they need some OGs coming in. The big ones. The ones that they just kind of had a lot of, I don't know.
I'm hoping Becca Kufrin sets a precedent of leads coming back on Bachelor in Paradise. It worked really well for her, right?
Totally. I do think It is odd though. I feel like that would be like a starstruck moment. Like it would be kind of hard to be like,
It would, I know.
oh.
They're like, she was like the hot commodity, right, when she got there, right?
Yeah,
And
totally.
then last but not least, this was fresh off the press. We don't talk about in our recap because when we recorded that, this had not happened yet. But Greer posted on her Instagram referring to that awkward moment between her and Zach on that Zoom call. And she posted, I have a screenshot of it, and it's going to be up on the screen for YouTube. And it was like a photo dump, and the captions, women who care about their careers are hot. Talking about that, she was like talking about her career, and he like belittled it. So
Yeah.
will Zach say something? We don't know.
Probably not. That's what I think.
So let's get into the Bachelor recap. This week at the Bachelor, they are in London. So we were looking forward to a bunch of romantic dates, but we just got one.
What did you think about Gabby's date?
I loved it. I mean, I think that Gabby is going to go far, and I love the corgis, the princess day. She has to go shopping. I'm just like, I wouldn't have wanted it to go to any other girl. What do you think?
I just wish that I was on that date. That is like the dream date for every girl. So I feel like it's the hardest date to like come back from because everybody secretly hates you no matter what, even if you're lovely.
Yeah, I think it's every girl's dream date, but Greer thinks it's only her dream date. She really, once she found out what the date was, Greer kind of went off the deep end, and I think she said tea about 20 million times. She has a little teacup tattooed on her. Zach should remember. I can almost guarantee you that Zach has no clue that you had that tattoo. Sipping tea was like such like a small part of the overall thing. She's like, it's just so me. It's just like would have been a perfect date for me. Every girl is feeling that. Greer's getting on my nerves.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so I thought it was interesting. Have you ever heard of Bachelor data? They like do all the statistics, and she can like predict who's gonna go home next, and she does other things too of like just based on past statistic data of other Bachelor seasons. Have you?
I've heard of it because you've said it before, but what happened?
Yeah, so specifically with these princess dates, she looked back of all the women who got these dates, and I'll just go back like the last 5 seasons.
Matt James was Rachel.
Matt James was Rachel. Clayton was Susie.
Yep, I remember that.
And Colton's was Kaylin, who she got all the way to week 8, so they're out of 10. And then Becca was Ari's, even though, I mean, it was his final rose.
Yeah.
And then Ben's was Becca Tilley, who she made it to the 7th week. And it goes like kind of even further back. But I mean, you can definitely know whoever gets the princess day, he really likes her. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
That is interesting. I mean, it would make sense that you would really want to like give them your all, like give them everything and make them feel so special.
And Zach is just so good at that. I find myself, like, I'm not particularly attracted to him, but just, like, the way he talks and treats these women is just, like, heart flutter.
No, it's insane. He's so genuinely good.
I know. And he's like, you're so beautiful. It's insane. And their whole conversation of, like, her not necessarily feeling that way and just the way he looks at her, which it was. Every dress, he just, like...
Oh...
Yeah, he's obsessed with that girl, which is really interesting because it is a different look compared to kind of his cat Katie Rachel like look, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, we see that too with like Charity, Ariel. You know, they all look different. But so then we end the date where they're dancing in the gown. What do you think of her gown that she ended up picking out?
Beautiful.
I loved it.
And it's like the only opportunity to wear a dress like that, too.
Oh, 100%. And with her, like, dark hair and the blue color. I just wish she could put her hair up a little bit because I felt like it took away from the dress. Because, like, you want to see those shoulders and stuff, right? Maybe a cute little updo, but who knows? She didn't seem like to have a lot of time because of that hallway awkwardness. So she comes and she's, like, showing all the girls her Jimmy Choos and crap. And Greer just, like, walks out. And Charity seems to be a good friend to her and follows her in the hallway. And, you know, especially like Charity has to be going through the same things, but like it just shows how kind and wonderful of a person she is.
For sure.
Especially because, I mean, I'm sure probably Greer is on the nerve of almost everybody, maybe even a little Charity, but for her to have that compassion still, Charity is just...
her job, too, helps her.
Yeah, I didn't even notice the way that she was, like, talking and holding her hands. I just felt like I was with my therapist. It felt warm and safe.
Yes. So then, though, they're sitting in the hallway, and Gabby has to walk down that hallway to get into her room with all of her bags while they're sitting there crying about that date. So first she has to walk past them, and it's very awkward. It's not like friendly. It's just weird.
Yeah, I thought it would have been more friendly. I felt like Gabby should have
been like, "Are you okay? I'm sorry."
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little weird. But I also wonder if she just felt so awkward. She just wasn't good in situations like that. She did not know what to do.
Yeah.
But anyway, so she says sorry and has to like walk in the middle of them. Then she realizes her room is what they're leaning against. So she has to go back and be like, "That's my room," and make them move again.
It's bad.
Oh,
it was rough.
So bad.
So then, while they are out and about, Zach and Gabby just falling in love and crap, we get a group date rose, which shows us that Charity is the next one-on-one, which I've just been waiting for. And then Mercedes, among other people, have a mental breakdown.
Yeah, I think that a lot of people just really felt like they needed the time.
Yeah, I feel like there's definitely a small group of people who just feel really behind and needed this week more than anything. And really, we'll jump to this really quick. I mean, Mercedes had a reason to be scared, and same with like Kylie, because they're the ones who left.
Mm-hmm.
But then the group date comes, and a butler comes with a little note saying Zach is feeling under the weather, so they all have to go on a date by themselves. At first, they were really bummed, but I think they ended up having a great old time at that like pub with that like lady. She kind of reminded me of you in a good way. Like she was like, I don't know, had like a funny energy about her.
Okay, well, I guess I'll take that.
Trevor, give me your best London accent.
No, literally, I don't do accents. I refuse.
What's it?
I'm so
words?
terrible. I cannot.
Snog. Yeah, the bonus scene, Greer and this girl are going back and forth with all the different like European London words.
Oh, if you talk too much, we're gobbies.
Yeah, shut your gob. So yeah, so good. And they did some dancing in front of the guards. Mercedes did a little twerk. It looked fun. I would have been okay with that date.
Yeah, the beginning looked miserable though. They're on a double-decker bus. They're all like, "I hate my life," and then it starts pouring down rain on them.
It's rough. But once they got over it, but I think they all really thought that Zach was going to be at the after party, and they all got dressed up. I mean, you could tell they weren't dressing up for each other. Mm-hmm. So then another butler came in saying, Stilson isn't feeling good. You're not going to see
Sucks
your man.
to be you.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. The thing that annoyed me about this episode is, and then I'm sure Zach really didn't have a say in it, or maybe didn't even know how it was going down.
Mm-hmm.
The way it went down was screwed. Like, they should not, if they were COVID testing him, or if they were like whatever, they should not have even had those girls get dressed for the second part of the date. They knew by then. They just made them all dressed up and sit there and get even more sad. It was terrible. They all felt stood up.
Yep, they're playing mind games. That's the producers. They're little puppet masters. Yeah. So at that point, Charity's like, well, my one-on-one date is tomorrow. And sure enough, Zach tests positive for COVID. And it is really interesting it took this long for it to happen. I guess, like, with the traveling now, that's less precautions than when, 2020 happened and all of those kind of more quarantined seasons, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel like how they handled it all? It seemed like Zach really pulled up his bootstraps and was like,
we're doing this no matter what.
Let's figure something out. Yeah.
Yeah. So I will say two things. I think they should have communicated better because, I mean, unless it's just the way that it was, like, edited and they just didn't give us all the information, I feel like they should have told the girls, like, okay, until this time, you can't see him. And like, they should have known the timeline a little bit more. It was kind of just like, he has COVID. Sucks. Sit there and stew in that for a while and let's go.
Yeah, because like as viewers even too, it's like, okay, so is this like next week gonna be normal? I guess over a weekend. I think the quarantine is now not like 14 days like it used to be. I think it's more
Yeah.
like 5. And
Well, and
they
also Gabby. I guess she's fine.
yeah, exactly. Wait, was Gabby at the rose ceremony?
Yeah.
Oh, she was. Okay, yeah. So
Uh-huh.
I mean, I'm assuming she had to take a COVID test and just got negative. Lucky her. I was a little worried.
I mean, making out.
I know, right? Okay,
Okay,
so
but what?
go ahead.
What else were we saying about that? Oh,
I
okay.
don't know.
So then, though, basically Zach figured it out, and he was like, "We're gonna do something we've never done before." So they decided to do a virtual cocktail party and a virtual rose ceremony, which was interesting.
Yeah, I love that he had to do it because there was no like cameramen, producers in that room, so they probably just dropped all of the equipment, like the lights, the cameras, everything, and he had to set it all up by himself, which I kind of like. It's kind of hot. I like when a man builds something
Knows his
for me.
tech.
Yeah, oh, that too. Our husbands are our tech department. But before then, right when we find out Zach gets COVID, Katie sneaks away, somehow gets a gift basket from London, and they have a Love is Blind moment.
I love it. It was very sweet.
They're lifers. I'm sorry
Yeah.
if they're not the ones who are married or going like engaged right now. I'm going to be shocked. I really am.
Yeah. I mean, I see it, but I don't know. She really is a lot like Rachel, though.
Yeah, she's Rachel 2.0, 100%.
Yeah, I didn't even see it until you said that, and now I've been watching, like, even the way she talks, and, like, it's weird.
I think so, too. But I thought that was really cute. I saw a meme of, like, someone, like, furiously typing or something that's like Love is Blind legal team going after the Bachelor for stealing their idea or something.
That's funny.
So they get the virtual cocktail party. And Charity gets first, and she gets a little present since her one-on-one was like fucked. But there was a deleted scene because we didn't see Ariel's cocktail party like virtual day. So essentially, what happened was there was just basically a tablet or iPad just sitting on the couch, and they come in and kind of do their thing. Now let's watch Ariel's deleted scene.
Mr. Shallcross, we have a covert mission today. Are you ready?
Okay, I am like so excited. I have no idea what to expect, but wow, you look great.
Are you ready? We have to save London.
Okay, we're saving London. Yes, what are we doing?
We're saving London with the best way I know how, through alcohol. We're gonna make James Bond's favorite drink, so you should check your door right now because there's something waiting for you.
My door right now?
I believe the butler has delivered something for a covert mission. Do you see something at your door?
Ah.
We have to ensure it's not poison, so we're both gonna have to drink it like Romeo and Juliet. Cheers.
Cheers.
To saving London, Mr. Shallcross. We took the risk. I don't think they're poisoned.
Isn't that so good? She's a little minx.
I know, just his face seeing her outfit.
Oh, he they have a
That
very
was a fantasy.
Yes, I mean, she could have gotten him to do anything in that moment. She should have
Like,
really
show me
gone
your
for
wiener.
it. Pretty much. I feel like I was at the beginning of a sex video call.
I know, it almost didn't go as good. It went fine, but it should have been better almost.
And the added music of the background was just incredible in her outfit. I'm gonna do, my Bachelor fashion recap on TikTok. So follow us at Stop Wearing My Clothes Pod if you don't so far. And it's basically just gonna be me ranting and raving about how obsessed I am with Ariel. Every single, and then she actually, we DM sometimes because she's pretty much best dressed every single week. So we have some type of rapport, and she said those are vintage items. So she's a lot more vintage is going to come up the rest of her season of however long she's there, and some of these are finds of vintage. So I'm assuming that one is, since it's very retro, I feel like that's probably a vintage piece.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's super cool that you even know that.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, right. So that was so good. But then we have a not so good day. Amy, tell me what you thought about him and Greer.
Okay, so Greer made a comment where she was comparing the end of the financial quarter or something and her getting COVID to this, where he is looking for his wife and got COVID. I think he overreacts a little bit to it because he gets offended. I think she was just trying to relate to him, and I mean, that's an awkward situation. She probably was like, "Oh, this is something I can try to say to like help him feel understood," and he just did not go for it at all.
Yeah, he basically said, your like little sales job thing, is it the same as me trying to find my wife? And he was got a little like just I don't know. It was kind of uncalled. It was
Confrontational.
kind of
Yeah.
uncalled for. He said it multiple times too in different ways. So Twitter
Mhm.
is eating him up, and really for the first time because he's had a lot of praise this season. I mean, the only thing they're being mean about is just him being the boring bachelor. Like, what's new? But
Mhm.
people are very Team Greer on this, and I think there has to be some type of something we don't know, or I think it just triggered him. And maybe even if, and one of the, I'm just playing kind of devil's advocate. I'm trying to figure out because it is kind of
Mhm.
unlike Zach.
Yeah.
And he's all under a lot of stress. There's that, but maybe if someone else had said that, it wouldn't have triggered him so much. But maybe he already has doubts about Greer being there for the right reasons, and her like comparing her job to like, is he thinking like, oh, so this is just like a job to you? This is like, like I feel like
Yeah.
maybe he just, is sensitive of his worst fear coming to life, and it's people not being here for the right reasons, just like Anastasia the week before. I don't know. I was trying to figure it out just because it's so unlike Zach.
Yeah, totally. I think I agree on that. I think it maybe, well, and he was like, I work in sales. I know, like, da 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 da. So I think it definitely had two things had to do with him being so stressed out with the COVID thing. And he's like doing everything he can do to make these little moments. And then she compares it to something like her job. And then comparing it to her job specifically, like you said, I think, yeah, it totally just rubbed him the wrong way. And I think he overreacted because he's in a high emotional state already.
I agree. It will be interesting to
I think we have to give him some grace because he has been so wonderful. I don't think that makes him evil or anything like that. I mean,
and maybe if he did that to like one of the more beloved, like if he did that to Charity or Ariel, he'd be canceled for me. But with Greer, I don't know. I was like, I understand.
yeah, I mean, also though, she kind of like laughed and maybe he felt like she wasn't taking him seriously. But I mean, I would have probably laughed too because it was awkward. But
Yeah, I
anyway,
felt like the whole conversation, even before that, felt awkward.
well, yeah, I don't know why she stayed. So we know she stayed,
Yeah,
but like, why?
yeah, it's weird.
That's exactly how I felt about
Kylie
who's-
last week.
yeah, Kylie last week. It was just like, what's the point?
Agreed. And really, when like we're talking about Kylie, I have a major qualm with last night's episode. And here it is. They should not have had a virtual rose ceremony. You are not going to dump these girls on national TV via video chat. Because we even just saw like Gabby and Rachel's season. Like the leads have power. And I just don't know if Zach is like doesn't know or does. I mean, he's new to reality television, but I mean, so are Gabby and Rachel. And they decided one of the weeks, they're like, we're not sending anyone home because we just like aren't ready to make that decision yet. And he shouldn't have been able to make that decision from like not seeing any of them that week. So that means who he sent home was someone he already wanted to send home the week before, in my opinion. And what they should have done is waited until he was able to have a rose. If he still wanted to send them home, he should have just like waited to have a rose ceremony while he was there in person. And I think you could tell he was upset. He didn't want to have it. He was like crying. And I was like, he should have not had it. His gut told him what he needed to know, and he didn't listen.
We don't really know how much time has gone on during this space of time. So maybe like they didn't have the time to keep two more. Like to not send someone home because then the next time it would take away from other people. But I 100% agree with you, but I also think it's just hard because I think he maybe didn't also want to make these girls, if he knew that there wasn't a connection, make them stay there and just wait.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. That's a good point. It was just like,
But yeah, that would be terrible. And like Mercedes said, she's like, I mean, normally you get some sort of closure, like you get a hug, you get something like to say goodbye, and you're not also like speaking loud enough for everybody to hear. You can kind of have your own little private conversation. And
exactly. And Greer, even after their kind of bad conversation, she almost like didn't want to go to the rose ceremony because she's like, she thought she was going to go home. And she's like, I'm not going to go to this video chat call just to be dumped. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
she eventually, you know, she did end up going and she ended up staying for some reason. But yeah. So that
Yeah.
happened. Kylie and Mercedes go home, but then we get a sneak peek of the rest of the season. And I love it when they do this. We have some new footage that we haven't seen before. Let's go through it. What are some standouts to you in this sneak peek?
the fact that you don't see Catherine, like, at all, basically. You see her. Okay, well, let me go back on
Yeah,
this.
you do.
Let me go back on this. You see her in drama, but you don't see, like, you see kind of initial drama, but as it goes on, like, you don't see her on any more one-on-one dates or anything like that. So I think she's leaving soon, which is shocking to me.
It's very surprising, especially at this last episode. They seem still really like into each other. Another one I noticed I didn't see was Greer.
Oh, yeah.
Anything.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that's very telling. One person we saw a lot more than I thought we were going to is Ariel. I think she's really a dark horse of this season.
Yeah, because I think she has kept the mystery and has kept him super intrigued. And so I wonder, once they have their one-on-one, if it's just gonna like, it's either gonna stop or propel it forward.
Yeah,
One
I
or the other.
agree. And how perfect that they go to a nudist sauna. I am so excited for that episode. I could die.
Yeah, and she's so silly and fun. Like, they're gonna have so much fun together.
I can't wait.
Either way.
Yeah, I love her.
Yeah.
And then so it seems like kind of Kat is going to be some type of villain. It insinuates that she makes out with Zach right before someone's one-on-one, and the girls be pissed. And I also got this insinuation. Tell me if you also got this. And insinuation just because, you know, they're going to try to even amp up the drama or make an issue just using, you know, we know how teasers work. But does Zach sleep with someone prematurely, like, and has to say, like, sorry to everybody and specifically Katie? It made it seem like that.
I almost think that Katie was the one that he got it on with.
Oh, yeah. And so maybe.
But I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yes, it definitely seemed like there was something, but I mean, it's so hard to know. But yes, it did seem that way.
And then we do finally get to see the final rose ceremony. Looks like it's in Thailand, and he has a ring. Amy, are we going to get a happy ending this season?
Yes, I really think we are. I really, really, really do. And I think that whoever he ends up with too, I think they'll for sure still be together at this point.
I think so too. Do you think Zach will also get his happy ending with Katie?
Wait, does that mean like a
sex joke? Yeah, so we are so excited for this season. I'm not gonna lie, the last 2 episodes have been a little yawn, but I'm really looking forward to the rest of the season. I think it's gonna get amped up now this COVID thing is over. Definitely all the relationships are getting more solidified, and I'm excited.
Yep. So let's give our final picks right now. Okay, so
I'm pretty solidified on mine. I think.
Okay,
oh, you go ahead.
Is it Katie with the last rose and Gabby as the runner-up?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any other? Oh, then who do you think's third?
I think Charity, and I think she self-eliminates.
Yeah. Okay.
That's my final.
Let's see it.
And
All right.
I don't know,
here we go.
Ariel's gonna make it to hometowns.
I almost think she might be.
I think
go
she
home
might
after
be
hometowns.
fourth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my guess.
Because who else do we have? Who else do we have besides that? I just want to know.
I think she's gonna go home right before hometowns.
Yeah, I mean, I think they have a sweet connection, but I don't like. Maybe if they're dating in the real world, like they would be happy together. But I think when you compare it to some of the like really high up love, it's different.
Jess is a wild card to me.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about Jess. So Jess also has a little freak out.
Yeah, on the sneak peek. Thank you.
Yeah. Jess also has a little freak out because she wants the one-on-one date so bad, and that she just kind of like unloads on Zach about it.
Yeah, and Zach doesn't seem like he takes it well. He's like, this is not what it is about on one-on-ones. And I'm kind of interested in like, does he think that she's there for the wrong reasons? She just wants her spotlight episode, you know? So I think that's what's getting into his brain.
Yeah, and I also think though maybe he didn't say that's not what this is about during her saying that. I
True.
think maybe he was like, she said something like, is it because you don't like me enough that I'm not going on a one-on-one date? And he's like, that's not what this is like, that's not what it's about.
Ooh, okay.
Like,
Yeah, that would make sense.
personally, that's what I
Yeah.
think. But anyways, yeah, I don't think she's gonna stay, but I mean, I am a little bummed she didn't get a one-on-one because I think there is something there, but I also think she's probably a little bit too young.
Yeah,
for
I
him.
didn't see her on any of the one-on-one dates. So
Yeah, no, I mean, it's
yeah,
not.
so I don't
Yeah.
think she makes it to hometowns, but we'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see. All right. So
All right.
bye.
So we will normally have new episodes out every Wednesday. This week we are coming out on Thursday because we wanted to make sure to be able to recap The Perfect Match, which I hope you guys enjoyed. Also, make sure to review and rate on Apple Podcasts, as well as any other way that you listen. And on YouTube, make sure to hit that little bell notification so that you can be the first to watch, as well as subscribe and like.
And please follow us on our journey on TikTok to 10K. We are almost there. So if you could follow us at Stop Wearing My Clothes Pod. And we are also on IG and on Twitter as well. And next time, Amy, next time we see each other, it's going to be in person. We're going to Palm Springs this weekend for my 30th birthday. And we will be giving you guys lots of behind the scenes content there. So we can't wait.
Woo!
See you next week.
See ya.